everyone, welcome to another video. As usual, I forgot to disable the overlay animation when I started recording and it goes on for a little bit of time, so bear with me with this ugly border for a minute or two. I promise I'll remember next time. But anyway, let's get right into the video. I tend to not do fan art because I get super self-conscious about trying to get the likeness right. Especially when it comes to real people, I have such a hard time feeling if I got their face right or not that I inevitably end up not doing that at all. I've only came across Sam's channel in the past week or so, and I'm already obsessed with the skits that he makes of his characters, and for once, I decided to throw the embarrassment I always feel when it comes to these things and actually make what I wanted to make for him. My favorite character is Sonny for obvious reasons. He wears red, he has anger issues. Yeah, do I need to say anything else? So the sketch for this was a bit messy, but I feel everything came together once I got the linear down. I used a reference I got from one of his videos for the overall angle, and I've sketched out this particular pose before in my sketchbook to get his features right. So I think it turned out pretty solid for this. I absolutely love drawing big noses and bushy brows like this. They were my favorite features to draw along with the hair, and I noticed that each character sometimes in his videos has a different style for the hair, which of course I'm also obsessing over because I hardly know how to differentiate his characters, but I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been this enthralled about something ever since high school. Please consider checking out Sam's channel. I noticed he doesn't have any fan art yet, so I'm a little bit surprised I get to be the first one to do something for him like this. He's so creative and overall such a positive influence on this platform, and I'm so glad YouTube recommended him to me, and I really just wanted to show my thanks and my appreciation for him with this drawing. But anyway, back to the actual drawing. I spent a ridiculous amount of time looking for a window for the background, by the way. I spent around 10 to 20 minutes looking for a window in my assets only to find it and not like it. So I spent another 5 minutes looking for a good window shape on Google. And yes, I traced it. Please don't go in the comments, verbally talk about it. I'm sorry, okay? Anyway, I didn't have much of a vision when it came to the background, but I knew I wanted to be sunset vibes. You're gonna see later in the video how I changed the composition from vertical to horizontal and added more windows, but I have to admit I had a bit of a hard time with the background because I'm usually a bit lazy and don't do backgrounds like this because I feel like I always mess up when trying to do them. It is what it is. Again, Sam, if you come across this video and you last this long watching it, huge fan of yours. Absolutely cannot tell the difference between Steve, Tawny, and Tommy. They're all blue coded to me. I know the subtitles are always kind of the same color for each character, but I'm silly and I don't remember and I cannot tell alone from the visuals who is who. Love your stuff. I hope you don't mind if I make more of these. Hey, my commissions are also open, so Clip Studio was lagging so bad while I was making this because of the sheer amount of layers and effect layers I ended up using, and my computer is like 12 years old and hardly surviving, so this is all I got. So after I'm done laying out the flats and putting out all the effect layers I want to use, I first started with some basic shading that I ended up not liking later on, and I decided to use the reference picture I had to guide me through lights and shadow as well, even though the position of the window was a bit different from the original. And for the darkest shadows, I used exclusively the reference picture, and then from the remaining shadows and lights, I kind of winged it, honestly. After I deleted the initial shading that I did, I used some Pinterest shadow and light references and went to town with it, just laying down a complementary dark shadow to the darkest tone I had picked, and here's where everything ties together. You probably can't tell from the video, but I don't blend my colors with blur. I just lay them out like that and let the scratchy lines do the work for me. But just watch how three-dimensional and realistic the face becomes after the tone mapping. I tend to never use the technique in my drawings, mostly because I tend to keep most of my illustrations semi-cartoony and stylized and flat colored, but I swear, This looks so good. I was a bit astonished because it had been so long since I've used this. It literally makes it seem like I blended the colors together when I'm simply letting them sit like that. I also gotta say, I love how he furrows his brows. Maybe this is a bit weird, but I don't know. I just like how there's a few extra ridges alongside the eyebrows and not just on the bridge in between. So I really wanted to show that too. Laying out the light spots was easy afterwards because I had a pretty good idea where the lightest parts would be. Do a very bright light to the spots closest to the window, and then a secondary, more opaque light on the parts that aren't directly hit by the sun. When you have two different types of light, the illustration becomes a lot more dynamic than if you only do the brightest light and leave it like that. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to the drawing process in this video, so thanks for watching. And Sam, again, if you see this, genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thanks. I hope you can continue making videos and that your characters go far. Appreciate you, pal. Tell Sonia I love him for me and show him the drawing I made for him, will you? Thanks in advance. Enjoy the rest of the video. Bye bye.